Hello and a very warm welcome to this video. Now, we've hit a recent milestone of 10,000 subscribers and I couldn't be more impressed, blown away, just ultimately speechless. But with great power comes great responsibility, and what that responsibility is that you've kind of expected certain things from this channel. And judging by your messages, I may have dropped a ball slightly in terms of what my expectations were versus reality. You see, QuickBooks released a brand new product, Practice Management. And normally, as soon as they release a product, I try damn hardest to make sure that I release a video almost day and date with that release coming through. And I really don't have an excuse for Practice Management because I was on the beta. I'd like to say I was one of the most prominent beta users of the software as well. I was giving weekly videos over to the team to say, look, can this be looked at? I'm having problems with this. This is a thing. But given the normal feedback the beta users should be providing. But one thing I was struggling to do throughout my whole time of using the product is to find an angle for a video. You see, with YouTube, it's really harsh. If we don't put together some sort of angle, some sort of narrative, some sort of story, the video doesn't do very well. And in my game, if I put a video out there that doesn't do very well, well, then it hurts the whole channel. So I've got to be really careful of what types of videos I put out there. Gone are the days where I could just go and create any type of video I want. I've got to be really particular in what videos I do and how I come across them. So that leaves me with a dilemma. I need to put a video out about Practice Manager, but if I'm honest, I'm not sure that angle is. Join me as I explain a little bit more. Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Aaron Patrick. I am a chartered accountant, a certified UK trainer with fancy new logo, that QuickBooks chap on the internet, head of accounts here at Boffix, and also your friendly podcaster who goes live each and every Monday morning, 8:30 AM for Ask the Accountant. Now, as I said at the beginning of this video, I dropped the ball a little bit and I've been a little bit naughty. See, I should have released a video regarding Practice Management the second that it was announced and released. And again, judging by my messages that come from you guys, the start of the shows of this channel, let's be honest, I should have released it sooner. People are confused about what's it for, when should they get it, is it right for them now? That normal review process that we go through. And I'll be completely and utterly honest with you. I'm struggling to figure out where I should be using Practice Manager in my practice. I'm struggling to figure out where it fits for most people. And I think that that's a problem. And let's make this perfectly clear. I don't think this is a problem for the future of QuickBooks Practice Management. I feel like it's a problem for what it looks like now. You see, QuickBooks Practice Management fundamentally has released in a time when there's a lot of good things going on in the world of practice management. And QuickBooks having to almost have a back step, having to produce a solution that ideally is in feature parity with everything else out there, but ultimately the perfect scenario is it's got functionality that makes it better in some way, right? That USP, that ultimate opportunity for people to go, that's why I must have QuickBooks Practice Management. And although I believe that QuickBooks Practice Management will have those features in the future, and we'll talk about them, I'm just not sure if what it has now is enough for anyone who's already got Practice Management. Now, if you don't have any form of practice management software, this solution is going to be brilliant for you, right? This solution is going to be the ultimate way for you to make sure that you are looking after your clients, that you are keeping on top of their deadlines, having that opportunity to have a database of those clients, having an opportunity later down the line to be able to market to them and everything else. That is where the secret source of a practice management solution comes from. And in the future of QuickBooks Practice Management, we will probably have access to the greatest task management solution the world has ever seen, especially for the world of people who use QuickBooks as their primary solution for their clients. Because in theory, what QuickBooks Practice Management solution can do for us is it can deep dive into each one of our clients, giving us that holistic view we all know and love. Now, my end goal of what QuickBooks Practice Management would look like is that it would be able to look into your client's files and basically predict to you and feed you information that's going to be relevant to you actually looking after those clients. Imagine the scenario: if a client becomes overdrawn in the director's loan account, you get a notification. Imagine the scenario: your client has got negative debtors, which doesn't make any sense. You get a notification. That way, as a practice owner, we can be much more reactive to what's happening with our client, instead of the moment where we just look at the drawer if we see a problem at the time. We should be able to have the opportunity to have that holistic view to go, wow, this client needs looking at because this client's in trouble. This client's absolutely fine and dandy. We can leave that for a few moments and concentrate on the ones that have the problems. That's where practice manager will eventually become, and that's what gets me excited about it. At this moment in time, it's a solution for holding your client data and running a few tasks. Let's see it and I'll explain a little bit more. Let's have a look. All right, first and foremost then, how do I get to QuickBooks Practice Manager? Well, what I need to do is get myself signed in as normal. And as soon as I get there, I go to the Accountant's Tool option through my QuickBooks Accountant area, and you'll notice that I have Practice Manager sat just here. Now, when it opens up, I am presented with my to-do area, and this is my practice management. I have the following options: work, email, clients, team, reports, settings. I have a new option at the top here where I can quickly go and create a new task, send a new email, add client, request signature, search bar to find those all-important clients, a get support option, a notification bell to tell me something may or may not be interested in, and a little user interface option up here where I can go to my QBOA, back to there if I need to. I can look at my profile and I can go to the settings options as well. Now, before we look at the left-hand side in more detail, let's have a look at those settings options. So from settings, I get the email integration options, and you can see I can connect both Gmail and Office 365. That's actually really important, connecting one of these two. Any practice management software is going to live or breathe based on what interactions you can get with your clients. Now, getting the information from your clients coming in through emails, that's always really powerful. We've tried to get this working. It's not quite working as intended for our use case at this point in time. But for you, if you have that centralized email account or your own email account, it's going to be really important, because that way, when an email comes in, you can treat it as a task and deal with it that way. We've got task labels, which means that you can kind of customize what those labels are going to be, and we'll see what that means in a moment. Task template, so that when you create a task, you can then have those individual information of what to have. And like, see here, quarterly filing. You could say that, let's edit the template. You could say that you want to make sure that when the task is going to start, so you can say when it's going to be. So on the client date field, you have next day, you can days after, you can basically when you want this task to happen. Once you've got that sorted though, the beauty of it is this whole being able to do subtasks. So from here you can say, well, what stages do you want? You want to inform your VAT quarterly started, right? You can even send or set it so that an email gets sent out, and you can put some nice little placeholders in there, really put it to your own point. What is the kind of USP at this point at the moment is please make sure all your receipts and invoices have been uploaded to QuickBooks, and it gives you deep links to the client. So when the client gets this email, they click that button, they go straight to the area that you're talking about. That is something that really does make things powerful. You can do 7 days after the task starts, that maybe you want to do some sort of deadline, review the error checker and prepare return. So here we've got links directly to the VAT error checker, directly to the excluded items, putting a tick list against all of them, making sure that you're utilizing the features within QuickBooks. And the idea is that whoever's doing this task doesn't have to have QuickBooks open. They click the link, they go straight there. It's going to make it much more powerful for them. You can do client type, so limited company, landlord, sole trader, partnerships, limited liability. They can just have that as a client types. Client fields, you're going to have lots of them already created for you, but there is the opportunity to add a brand new client field. So if you've got some sort of information you need to store about a particular client, maybe you want to understand where they're referred from, you want to understand what you want a field where you can start putting their actual passwords in for a particular application or something like that. You can make your own customized ones at the bottom here, add new field, and you get the option between text, yes, no, number or date, and put that through. And you also get to define whereabouts it's going to go. Custom field groups, so that it makes it nice and neat for you. Contact fields, so you can put the information in there. Workspace settings, so that you can see shared email addresses and things like that. And then finally integration. So there's the Zapier integration, which we're going to play around with a lot more in our practice. We feel that that could be one of the sweet spots to actually start making some of these things happen that we want it to do. And then Zama is an opportunity for you to make sure that your AML regulations are built directly in. Really like that one. And then the billing section is just here. Right, so practice management then. Let's go, that's the settings, that's what we can play around with. What else can we do with it? Well, straight away you get this to-do screen. So at the moment I've been told I've got the daily health check for Apple Core arbitrage. And I created this one. This was me kind of messing around, trying to figure out what you could do with it. So I've got like review the information for the client. Are we basically all up to date? Daily wise, you know, how's the receipt capture been clear? And I click that, it takes me directly there. This is where you can start seeing where those USPs, those simple, those elements are going to come through. So here it is telling me that I've got this processing item here. I've got this receipt capture. Basically, have I completed that? Yep, tick that box and I'm done. This is where you can start to make sure that little tiny tasks, you're going to make sure that your team are completing those properly because you're sending them directly to that area. You're making sure that they've cleared those things out. And I'm really excited. That's the bit that excites me. That's the bit that gives me kind of hope for the future. I'm looking forward for this being a lot more. What I'm really looking forward to do is it's not just a link, but it's actually telling us information. Like, confirm no issues with debtors and gives you the debtor figure. So you can click on there to go to it, but also you're saying that that debtor's figure is right. And you're giving an opportunity to put your thumbs up or thumbs down to it. That's where it's going to be powerful. We have that whole email integration I said before. Highly recommend if you're going to be using this to put this into play. Again, it's not quite worked for us as intended at this point in time, but do intend to bring that in. And then you've got your clients area. So let's go to a client that we can look at. Let's go to QuickBooks Chat. Let's go to Apple Core Arbitrage again. And you can see this is your main area. You get to see the client contacts at the top here. You get to add other contacts. You can add linked clients as well. And then basically you get a database of where all of the information is relating to them. So we can see here, what does your client do? What the VAT registration is. You've got bookkeeping notes, client type, information like that. And ultimately, if you want to edit this information, you can either click on the little edit button there and edit it away, or you can just go and use this edit client option at the top here. And this gives you a bit more of an easier way to include it, and you can then start filling those information in as needed. Open tasks is an opportunity to see what task is open. We've already seen that task is done. It's overdue at this point in time. That's why it's got a label on it. And I can either complete the task here, reassign the task to someone else if they're going to have a better chance of completing it, or snooze the task if I'm not ready to look at it at this point in time. So I get some options. See if there's any client tasks, what closed tasks are done, so you can go back and look at historical tasks that are completed. What recurring tasks you want to set for this particular client, so you know that you can keep on top of it. What files have been there, so you can upload files and give them opportunity to track them. One of my downsides to this though is that it's another place to store files. What I've already would love to see on this is the opportunity that these files then appear in QuickBooks, right? We've got so many places in QuickBooks these could be. We've got the accountant area, where the My Accountant area down the bottom here, and we can see the shared documents and we can see the requests and we can add documents there. And then as an accountant, we've also got the work papers area, and we've got a whole area to put documents in here as well. And we can see the documents that are sat there, and we could put documents here if we need to. And then also, as any version of QuickBooks out there, if I go to all lists, there's the attachments area as well. So it's kind of like we've got all these different areas where we can put documents, but where's the right place? What's the right one? And I do feel like QuickBooks Practice Manager giving you another area to keep a track on more documents doesn't quite work for me. I feel like let's use the strength of QuickBooks, let's use the ecosystem, and just have that one place for documents would be amazing. Emails, this is where having that email integration would be really, really nice because you can put that information in there. And there's a whole note section where we can add some notes and then use those notes as an opportunity so you can pass information around to the rest of your team and put it through from there. There is a deep link directly to QuickBooks at the top here, so you can go straight to your QuickBooks client. Create a task just here if you need to create either a task template, or if you just want to create a new task if you need to, send a new email, edit the client, and then there's an option here to update from company's house. So you can have, and this is really useful, there's no company number on this one, but you would have the opportunity to be able to sync it directly with company's house and put that information in. In fact, let's show you that going forward. So if I was to go and get the company number, so now I've got my company registration number in, I press save, and then if I go back to option up here, I can update from company's house. And what that means, it's going to bring that data in automatically for me. The beauty of it is it's also going to keep an eye on that as well. So incorporated on, it's going to bring in next confirmation statement date. It's going to come from next account to come up to. And then I can, yeah, that's weird that those two aren't coming through, but I'm sure on the, I'm sure you can manage to get that to work. At the top here, you've got your team. So from here, you can see what team members you can bring into QuickBooks Online. And then you've got some report options as well. What emails you received, count clients by type, clients on QuickBooks, those sort of things. This is really nice, right? Because you can see here that, well, the idea is that it's giving you a breakdown of what, out of your clients, what the breakdown's going to be, how many's on essentials, how many on simple start, how many don't have a license, who's on plus and who's on self-employed. Yeah. I definitely don't have 316 on self-employed, but that's fine. Number of clients per employee as well, so you can keep an eye on it. So you get some nice little reports options, and we go from there. One thing to note is under team, you have this option for work report as well. And under work report, you can see what's happening with all those tasks, what's outstanding, what's been completed. It's a great way of keeping an eye on any outstanding tasks as you go forward. And there we have it. Like, that's the breakdown of it. Now, again, it's not that I don't think this is a good piece of software, because if you're not using practice management, this solution will be perfect for you. If you don't have a practice management solution and you're using QuickBooks, get this straight away, because this is going to be brilliant. My only concern about it is that we have a high expectation bar for practice management solutions at this moment in time. Ideally, a practice management solution should have an area where we can do documents and everything else. Now, it has a document kind of area where you send out these passwords or links and you get links to it. But again, you're holding it in a different place than QuickBooks. And yeah, part of me feels like the easiest way to do that is just go into QuickBooks, add it to there, and then try and get a link there or something. Ultimately, it's not as clean and tidy as it should be. And the big thing that it doesn't have, that other practice management solutions have, is a really clean way of onboarding clients. If you want to get that information from a client, their address, their dates, their births, and all that sort of information, ideally you want to send an email to them, let the clients complete that, because the clients aren't going to have that information with them straight away. That information is going to be something they're going to take time to find. And I do feel like giving the client an option to get that data to you in a really clean and simple manner is the best way to go. But alas, those features aren't quite there, which for me doesn't give it a practice management-esque. I know they're looking to launch, and I'm sure they're going to be there soon, is the options to bring in things like letter of engagements and items like that. There's no proposal solution in there, but I suppose you could use QuickBooks as you're sending out estimates if you want to. So that's not the end of the world. It's just one of those solutions that isn't quite there yet. I think the summary is that if you're already using a practice management solution, then this is difficult to promote and push, right? If you're not using a practice management solution, this is a great step and definitely better than nothing, and definitely better than Excel or anything like that. Even if you're on kind of one of those smaller practice management solutions, you may find that this could be a good update for you just because of that integration with QuickBooks. But what I believe is that this is a solution that to keep an eye on for the future. Because mark my words, this can be the best task management solution in the whole world. There is opportunities here that we can make task management far better than it's ever been before. We can have automation, we could have deep links to your client. We have the basis of something really special here. I'm just not sure it's quite there yet. But if it is something that's taking your mind, you do get 30 days to trial it out, so go and give that a go and see what you think. So what do you think? Put your comments below. Is there anything I've missed? Is there a bit of super fantastic solution in there that I've missed out on? Let us know below, and maybe we'll do a follow-up video of where it's coming. Keep an eye on this channel. Make sure you subscribe, because as soon as they start bringing out some more little tidbits, some more little sections, some more little elements that could make this more user-friendly and worthwhile, I'm definitely going to be putting something together for it. So my name's been Aaron Patrick. This video has been an absolute pleasure to do for you as always. Let me know in the comments below if there's anything that I've missed out on practice management, and let me know if you've started using it or not and what you think, because it'd be great to figure out what it is that I'm missing here, because I really do believe this is going to be a great piece of software. We're just not quite there yet. Wonderful. All right, well, again, my name's Aaron Patrick. It's been a pleasure to do this video for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.